Good morning, folks. This is Mayor Burbick again, bringing you an update on the Channel 10 program, and we want to take and thank you all again this morning for all your patience and for all the hard work all of our volunteers are doing. And I tell you what, this is an example that I've had so many people from out of our community say, boy, the way this town has come together in a crisis like this is absolutely just tremendous. And not only just the city and of Alamosa, all our neighboring communities around us, how they rallied, and the police departments, the sheriff's departments, and the fire departments from the valley. Everybody has really come, and they all want to know, how can we help? How can we help? And many of them have been volunteered as volunteer labor or such. I guess that's maybe not a word, but it's a labor of love, really. And we thank you all for that completely. This morning, I'm happy to report that our schools are back in session after the meeting they had yesterday with the folks from our public health department and also from our public information area here. They got permission to take and go right ahead and start school today. So all the kids were real happy to get up and go to school today. And Adams State College, and of course Trinidad, they're also involved in that. As of last night, we had about 20 homes in the golf course area had not been given their yellow tags yet, but this morning that's all been accomplished. So every residence in the city of Alamosa, on the city of Alamosa's water system, including over in Bonnieville, which is not part of the city but is on our system, have all received their yellow tags that it's okay to start using their water for showers, and they can also wash their clothes. We got the word last night they can do some laundry now. Now, I want to say that you should not be doing your dishes yet in this water. That's part of the advisory that's bottled water, so keep that in mind. And the chlorine levels are being brought down to a level in all the water areas that are going to be safe for our hands and so forth and so on. Again, I think the biggest thing to worry about as far as washing your hands or whatever the situation might be in using the water, that sometimes our senior citizens and the youngsters, our young children, the chlorine affects them a little bit more quickly, and they can get a red rash or something like that. So keep an eye on that. And use bottled water to rinse it if that works out for you. And if it's something that persists, of course, you'll want to talk to your own personal medical people as such. I want to refer to my notes here real briefly. It says, well, it's taking additional time before knowing if the city's water will be authorized for normal use. Stage 2 is a milestone that triggers the ability of field workers from the Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment to begin extensive water quality testing process. And these water samples are being taken right now. They'll be taken again here, I think, tomorrow. And after we get back the final results from all this water testing, which we're not quite sure, but we think will probably be the early part of next week, and it'll show us that the salmonella bacteria is totally gone, then we can take and look to the state to give us a green light as far as Operation Green. But that has not happened yet, so I don't want to let you know that you should be consuming the water, because that could be not necessarily the best judgment on your part. This afternoon, and this was a Sunday notice I'm reading here, but Sunday afternoon we had over 100 volunteers. They finished canvassing the city with the yellow flyers, and that brings to a total, the American Red Cross told us, of 749 volunteers that have helped us with all the notification process, with water distribution at the sites, and it's over 3,000 hours of support that has been given to the community by all these volunteers. And like I said earlier, all these volunteers didn't just come from the city. They came from a number of different parts of our valley. Now that the community is transitioning to the yellow alert, our city manager, Nathan Cherpesky, has given some of our city employees, they've been working 14 days straight without a day off. And many of these days were 10 and 12-hour days. So we're going to start giving those folks a little bit of time off, a day here and there on a staggered basis, so that they can have some time to regroup and check in on their families probably a little bit to see how things are going at home. Under Stage 2, the yellow alert, our community members are asked to run each faucet, both the hot and the cold, 3 to 5 minutes to dilute the chlorinated water that could still be in the pipes of your home or business. Use the city water for flushing toilets, and you can use it for short showers. And of course, when you use a shower, they recommend more lukewarm water than real hot water. And I think the reason for that might be is how chlorine reacts to the hotter water. And also, you can now wash your clothes. You can put a load of clothes in the washer and wash your clothes in the water. And we've been given permission to do that on Sunday night. Again, young children and seniors, be very, very attentive to any problem that might develop with their skin as such. The water distribution centers are continuing to provide safe drinking water for those who need it. And of course, they operate at the Kmart, old Kmart building, San Luis Valley Hospital, and at Boyd Park. Now, I have a note here that our Boyd Park location, I believe, is going to, no, the hospital location is going to close at this evening at 6 o'clock. That'll be the last day there, so we'll have two locations, Boyd Park and the Kmart area. Our water distribution has been running somewhere between 15 and 18,000 gallons a day. And the nice thing about it, you folks are bringing in your big jugs to fill it instead of using bottled water. So about 80% of our water that we're handing out is through what we call bulk distribution. And thank you for that, because it does save the plastic bottles for use as we might need them down the road sometime or the near future. Anyway, thank you so much for your cooperation in that area. You can't talk about water distribution without talking about plastic bottles. So again, it's recycle, 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 recycle. And I don't know how, we're wearing that word out, aren't we? But collect those plastic bottles and take them to 3 locations, actually 4 locations. The old Kmart building has a collection area. The hospital will continue to have a collection area for the plastic bottles. And of course, Boyd Park has a collection. And then our city shops on 8th and Ross, they have a collection for plastic bottles there also. So please, let's not throw the bottles into our waste system. Let's put them in the recycling. I want to mention that Sunday was the last day for the showers out at the Comfort Inn, because we're getting to a point now where you can take a shower in your own shower at home. But Jack Mozzetti and the Comfort Inn people, they had 1,153 people over the last 4 days take free showers at their motel. We owe them a great big thank you, because in their own water system, they weren't affected by the city's problem, and they really opened up their hearts and their business, and many, many of our citizens had an opportunity to get a shower there. The Salvation Army is still handing out vouchers at, excuse me, at the La Gente Center, and that's on 2261 Enterprise Drive, and from 2 to 4 p.m. Mondays through Thursdays, and 1 to 3 on Fridays. And these are redeemable at the City Market and Safeway stores. Those vouchers that the Salvation Army, and it's the Denver office that okayed those, are over $4,000 in vouchers that have been given out to you to get paper plates and plastic and all that type of stuff. So we thank them so very much for all they do. And along that, we want to say, Red Cross, you have gone way beyond the normal in the way you've organized our volunteers, where you're bringing people in to volunteer, and just your general presence in our community. And we can't thank you enough for all you're doing to take and make this whole thing just run so much smoother. I have a list here. I'm not going to read them all to you, but we have 36 different agencies that are in the community this last 10 days to 2 weeks approximately that are helping out. And these are agencies like, we got our own county, we got our own city, but we've had the City of Durango, the City of Fort Collins, Castilla County, Homeland Security, Rio Grande County, Saguache County, Jefferson County, and then of course we've got the Denver Water, Aurora Water, Boulder Water, Pueblo Water, Colorado Rural Water, and the list goes on and on and on of many federal agencies that all have their presence here. And then of course we have the Incident Command Center here is being manned by, right now, the Northeast Colorado Northwest Colorado. Oh, excuse me. My coach behind the camera again corrected me from saying it's Northwest, because she's part of that. And they've done a superb job the last 5 days. And this afternoon sometime, it's the Southeast group are moving in to take the last 5 days, hopefully, and help us out here handle the whole operation.